Welcome to the Maritime Executives podcast series, In the Know. I'm Tony Munoz, Editor-in-Chief. Our Executive Corner podcast will provide conversations with top executives concerning events and issues that are shaping our industry today. We will also bring you up to speed with the latest news and editorials covered by the maritime executive. Hello again, maritime executives around the world. Today we welcome two Wärtsilä executives, Tim Biswell, Director of Portfolio Development and Business, and Paul Nailor, Sales Manager for Shaft Line Solutions. Welcome, gentlemen, and please tell us about yourself. Let's start with Tim.
Well, hello, so I'm Tim Biswell. I've been with Wärtsilä since 2007, and I've managed several technology design and development departments and introduced many new products during that time. I've a wide range of technical and commercial experience, which serves me well in my role leading our Shaft Line Solutions, portfolio development and management function.
Morning.
Morning.
My name is Paul Nailor. I've been with Wärtsilä since 1999. I've had several roles, starting as service engineer, moving into sales, working all over the world, repairing, fixing and selling shaft line solutions to customers.
Outstanding. One thing I know about Wärtsilä, it is very committed to the maritime industry and has been a great innovator in every way. We have followed them, and they've been a good client of ours for many years. So we welcome both of you gentlemen here to talk about your products and the things that are happening in the industry. So let's begin our discussion, and we'll cover some topics today, such as shaft line solutions, including IntelliSafe bearing, shaft line condition monitoring, and EvoTube stern systems. Tim, would you like to start?
Yeah, okay. So let me first start by saying why we develop these products. And really at Wärtsilä, our mission is to push the boundaries of maritime technology. And in Shaft Line Solutions, or SLS as we're known, we started by listening to our customer. In fact, we listened to about 180 of them. And their feedback was actually consistent. And really, it was, your products are high quality and perform extremely well. So if you wish to improve them, then please help us reduce our OPEX. So we listened to that. We pulled together our experts in the business, and we went away and then developed a package of shaft line solutions to accomplish this. And then the outcome was our 10-year Airguard Seal, IntelliSafe bearing, shaft line condition monitoring, and our EvoTube simplified stern tube.
It's a great thing. And so, Paul, please step in and tell me what's going on, especially since you're in the United States and close to where I am. How long have you been in the United States?
I've been living now in the United States, supporting the Americas for over 10 years.
Okay.
Listening to customers, understanding what their needs are within the Shaft Line Solutions portfolio. Mm-hmm. And I think within the new development of these technologies, we saw the opportunity to enhance and extend the life of Shaft Line Solutions regarding challenges that they see today from traditional solutions. Our goal is to offer a comprehensive portfolio of offerings, the products that not only meet but exceed the industry standards.
Excellent. Okay, so Tim, you were talking about IntelliSafe bearings, and why does that become a game changer?
Certainly, we can talk about that. So the IntelliSafe bearing is a smart bearing that really goes beyond conventional designs. So what it does, it incorporates advanced sensors and analytics to actually monitor the operation and the condition of the bearing in real time. But key to this is it doesn't only monitor, it's got the innovative ability then to react to adverse conditions. So this proactive approach helped us avoid unexpected failures, reduces downtime and maintenance costs for our customers.
When you say it reacts to the environment, what does that mean?
Okay, so the sensor sends a signal to the analytical system, and then actually what it does then it takes action to actually in this particular case actually introduce an oil boost into an area of the bearing where there may be a problem starting to occur. So that's what I mean by reacting to these conditions.
It's amazing the technologies that are moving vessels today, and so, Paul, what would you like to talk about? Would you talk about the Airguard seals?
I can go on about the Airguard Seal. Yes, so it's a product that we've had in the marketplace for many years, but we've seen the need for evolution of the product. Customers are going longer times between overhaul periods, so we've came up with a seal that can now go 10 years in its evolution, using some really smart enhancements from our engineering team has enabled it to increase the maintenance levels that we see today. Not only does this reduce the amount of work and cost and necessary time during a dry dock, but we can reduce the number of dry dock schedules in the life of the vessel regarding to maintenance on the stern tube seals.
Yeah.
It's also offering a very environmentally and eco-friendly solution because there's barriers of containment and redundancy within the seal that will remove the need or the loss of oil to the seawater.
Paul, you're involved with the EvoTube as well?
Yeah, the EvoTube development is a very radical solution. I think is a very radical development from our perspective. We're looking at the design of the vessel. I think the development is something new. So we're going from two stern tube bearings to one stern tube bearing, reducing the number of components, reducing the risk, increasing the opportunity to manage with the IntelliSafe bearings, and offer something for the future. I don't know if Tim wants to add anything to that.
Yeah, I think that's really good insight to it, Paul. And I think the key for us here is that it has these benefits, but also it really is allowing owners to upgrade or future-proof their vessels, because we talk to customers about oil lubrication, which has been the traditional way, and also water lubrication, which, despite being widely used in navies, is not that widely adopted in commercial vessels. And I think naturally it's a conservative business here, the maritime business, and there's a reluctance really to take the plunge into water lubrication. So what we found with the EvoTube was that this system is really much easier to upgrade from an oil-based system to a water-based system when the customer's ready. So it can be installed as an oil lubrication and then upgraded to a water lubrication in the system. In the future, when the customers are ready to embrace that technology.
Interesting. You gentlemen have mentioned 3 different products that are in the environment that are changing the marine industry in significant ways. And both of you gentlemen have been around long enough to watch the next generation and now the new generation and now the transfer to the new fuels and things of that nature. What are some of the most significant changes that you've seen in the technologies that are helping owners bring down the cost of operations? Let's start with you, Paul.
Yeah, I think if we go back 10, 15 years, everything was done rather on a drawing board, come up with a solution that we could offer today without real data. Now we've got a hell of a lot of data available to us to look at the performance and understand actually the maintenance criteria that we put together 5, 10 years ago, we don't need to do as often. We can extend those if we take these precautions and we do these levels of management to the systems. with the expectation of the IntelliSafe bearing, for instance, you know, that's taking real-time data, the performance of the vessel, the way it's loaded. You know, every day is different, the way the vessel's loaded, the way it's ballasted, and it's taking that into consideration, and it's setting the stern tube up to operate in its most optimum position, and gaining the best performance for the customer. In turn, you know, it can look at reduction of failures that are overseen by maybe there's an awful lot of hog or sag with a vessel, taking into consideration that things that have never been taken in consideration. And I think this data and the performance of the products and solution we're offering today is giving the customers a sense of insurance and well-being, that they can actually take the next step to extend those periods between overhauls.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
Tim, would you like to add into that, please?
Yeah, I think Paul's made some really important points there, and I think that links on then to, you know, the other part of our offering, which is the shaft line condition monitoring, because we've had a monitoring system for many years now, but we've only tended to use it when there's a problem with the vessel. And okay, so the owner's got a problem with the vessel. We send our experts along. They fit lots of nice equipment to it, and then we say, okay, this was the cause of the problem. So, but of course, this is all reactive. So we were saying, well, you know, and again, this is what came out of the when we got our experts together. So why can't we be proactive in this? Why can't we put a simplified system onto a vessel that they can give advance warning of any potential issue? And that really is exactly what we did with our shaft line condition monitoring system. So we take you know, key parts of the shaft. So we'll monitor parameters such as the shaft movements and vibrations and those types of things, and then that will allow us to do two things really. One, it'll allow us to be sort of more proactive in terms of maintenance, but most importantly, as I mentioned before, it'll allow for the early detection of any potential issues. And of course, if we can identify early, then that takes away the surprise, and therefore it can help prevent these costly breakdowns.
Yeah, costly breakdowns. I mean, they're quite expensive when ships break down and they're out of system. You know, we used to go through the maritime company I work for. We would go through these standardized, you know, where the engineers would come in and say, this is what we're going to do to a particular vessel this year, we're going to spend this money, and we're going to focus on this or that element of the vessel. But nobody, you know, was waiting for the surprise of a broken shaft or, you know, some other problem that took place. And so those monitoring systems that are now in place today are so much more sophisticated than they were 10 years ago. And I think the advantage to an operator is that they can check all systems through the diagnosis or the diagnosis that are done, you know, almost like computerized diagnosis, to let them know what the status of their equipment is during the working, in versus just all of a sudden having an engineer calling up saying, I broke a shaft, you know, or I have a problem here in the engine room, or, you know, on deck, or whatever the case may be. You guys have really launched what I call the best generation of ships that have brought this industry to where it was. And I have to say, I think during COVID, we were all taken aback. And when the maritime industry got the supply chain going again, I know all the non-mariners around me went, wow, you guys were like lock and load and ready to go, and you got things flowing again. And I go, it's one of these industries that have always prepared, always been prepared, always are preparing for these sort of things to happen. And you know, at Wärtsilä, you folks are seeing the problems, you're identifying the problems, and coming up with the outcomes. And I think that's a pretty great company that foresees all that.
Yeah, and I think Tony, the what we saw during the COVID actually was the strength and the value of Wärtsilä as a partner. We call our customers our partners, and because we've got a global service network, and of course, what that enabled during COVID is, there was obviously you couldn't ship anyone around anymore. People were in lockdown, you couldn't move people around, but we've got our own service people and our own service networks in all of the key places, and that really helped us, really helped us and helped our customers to keep operating during these very difficult times. And what we've seen now our customers seeing the value of that, and some customers we may have lost in the past, focusing just maybe on cost rather than looking at the total value picture. We've seen those come back. Not all, but we're hopeful others will follow. But we've certainly seen them come back, and I think it's sort of reinforce the strength of these supplier and customer relationships. And I mean, Paul's on the sharp edge of that. He's in the daily contact with the customer. What are your thoughts on that, Paul?
I totally agree, but I think this is the springboard. We showed the value through very difficult times, and now we've seen a different angle on the marketplace, and what do customers need and how do they need to be supported. And I think this is where we hear today. We're talking about the new products that we're offering: the IntelliSafe, the EvoTube, the 10-year seal, the monitoring system. These have all come about from those discussions with customers. These aren't our wishes. This is listening to the customers, understanding what they need if they ever came to a circumstance of COVID again in operation. How do we best monitor, maintain, and upkeep the vessels in a difficult situation? And I think it's the evolution of that understanding and the partnerships that have generated us to have these new options and new offerings within the portfolio.
Yeah, I remember talking to operators about cold ironing their ships versus keeping them hot, and what the difference was in terms of getting a cold iron vessel back up to usage and things of those natures. Things I'd never even thought of that would take that length of time, but here you are, versus keeping a vessel hot and ready to go, and even that takes time to get back online and get going. So these are some of the things that you gentlemen have had to dealt with around the world with as operations stopped and restarted. I'm sure there were great concerns, obviously from a operational expense point of view. These guys getting their ships back into the trade lanes and making money again. I'm sure you played a big part in that. So we very much appreciate what you do to help the industry move forward. Appreciate it.
And Tony, just to add on to that, within our focus within our Shaft Line Solutions, everything that we deal with, or 90% of the stuff we deal with, is under the water. So in those applications and issues, we don't have the opportunity to get eyes onto our pieces of equipment. We have to come up with very novel ways to support and manage the situations and the challenges that customers see. Hence the evolution of these products.
Yeah, but I think also, Paul, then you made a very good point there, and this is something we recognise. Again, just before the COVID days, I think, was that all of our equipment is underwater, but we now, as part of our service network, we actually have our own underwater services team, and they are an amazing group of experts. I think no other word for it. And really, anything you can do in a dry dock, they can do underwater. And this really is again an additional value we can offer our customers. We can take charge of the whole docking, the whole repair, and that's sort of linked then with our shaft line repair service. So if there is the big bang and the big problem, you can make one phone call, speak to our shaft line repair service, and they'll take control over the whole repair for our customers.
Thank you, gentlemen. Any final thoughts?
Okay, well, I'll just say, so we're just launching these products. They're being very well received by the market.
Okay.
And of course we continue to evolve our portfolio as our customers demand. And I think this is the important point which Paul mentioned earlier, is that we used to go out and get our clever engineers designing things that engineers think are clever. I can say this because I'm one of those people. But now we turn it right around the other way. We go to our customers, we listen to their problems and concerns. Where can we, what are your problems? How can we help you solve our problems? And that's really our focus now, is on developing custom products and services that our customers want.
Wärtsilä has been very good that way. Paul, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that the three of the four solutions that we're offering today, they're available. Well, all four are available from a new build perspective, but three of them are available for new build or for retrofit. So we could fit these today. Shaft line monitoring, we can put on any vessel. We can start monitoring and look at performance. The IntelliSafe bearing, we can fit today to improve the life of the bearing. The 10-year Airguard Seal is available today to retrofit, to extend the times between overhauls. So these products aren't just available for new build for the future. They're available today for every vessel that's sailing around the world. And anyone that wants any information regarding this, please come to Wärtsilä and give us a shout.
Excellent. And as we get this podcast promoted, I'm sure many people will. And I want to thank Tim Biswell, for Director, Portfolio Development and Business, and Paul Nailor, Sales Manager for Shaft Line Solutions, to join us at In the Know, one of our favorite programs. And I have to say, our maritime executives, we post these, and they eat them up. They love them. So kudos and thanks so much for taking your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tony.